So Alex, it feels like an age, but we finally reached the business end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. It's been the championship's it's a long old season, and you can't really afford any dips in form. You've got to play right away to the end of the season. And, we're grateful to be in the semis, and we've played some decent rugby to get here.
How are preparations going? You've had a weekend off. What's the feeling amongst the boys? Come back refreshed?
No, it's good. It's nice to obviously have a weekend off, pick up a few injuries here and there. It's good for boys to be refreshed. They've come back in. We've worked really hard these last couple of days. Boys are going to enjoy a well earned rest coming up, and we'll come back in for Saturday.
Big game. Leeds are Headingley first. You've been here before, of course, 2 years ago with London Welsh. Playoffs, it's pressure rugby. What's key?
It's just you've got to limit mistakes. It's coming this end of the season. The team that tends to lose are the teams that make the most mistakes. You've got to play error-free rugby and pick up as many points as you can, home and away. Because obviously it's a two-leg thing, which comes down to points in the end of the two legs.
Of course, it was 2 years ago. It was a desperately tight affair against Bedford. There was just a handful of points. 3 points, I think, was all off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, we went. It was a tough thing. It was a Friday night we played down there, and it was a night game, and it was raining, windy as anything. We come away from Goldenton Road with a win, and I think we lost here at home. And it was, as you said, it was quite a close affair. But I think we'd done the hard work away from home, which is it's always key going away. I think we went Pirates. We played Pirates in the final. They chose home first, which I felt was a bit of a mistake on their part. But we went down there and we put in a good performance at home. In the first leg, a good performance in the first leg's key. Sets you right up for the second leg.
Can you think about aggregate score, or is it just go out, win each game?
I think you can talk about it in the build up to games, but I think you've got to win the first game. You've got to take the first game as it comes and just try and pick up as many points as you can.
And do you see Leeds? Obviously, it's going to be a desperately tight game. That both legs are going to be very tight. You would imagine.
Oh yeah, we've had two close games getting them up there around at Gassam. They're a very good team. They're a good attacking team. They love to play rugby from anywhere, and they can be very dangerous. We've got defensively we've got to be on our guard.
I mean, how much bearing do you think those two games are going to have? As you mentioned, Welsh did win them both. The game at Headingley is a long time ago now.
Yeah, that was right at the start of the season. I just don't think it has any. When you come to playoff football, it's just they're just different. I don't think the previous games come into it at all. Really, it's just preparing for these games now coming up.
That last game at Headingley, though, was a good comeback in the last quarter or so by Welsh, and you were very much the force, putting over a couple of penalties, I recall.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. We'd come out, and I think they scored pretty early on, straight after half time, and Rossi pulled us together, and we started attacking, putting the pressure on them. They made mistakes, penalties, and I think Rossi started kicking that game and missed a couple, and I came on and as Gordon would do, he'll pass it on straight away. And I think we built the pressure towards the end in the second half, and we strangled them. They made mistakes, and we kicked the goals.
Do you see it coming down to Gassam Stadium on May the 18th, and maybe 10-15 minutes to go? The whole final place still been in the balance. I mean, that's a distinct possibility.
It could be, and most likely it will be. But as long as you've got to stay in the game. You can't go 2-3 scores down against a team like Leeds, because they'll just keep coming and coming. As you've seen previously against Rotherham, they score points straight from the kick-off. They score again, and they score again. We've got to be in the game.
And the last couple of weeks of training, I suppose, since the Nottingham game, since you've got the regular season finished with, have you noticed a little bit more intensity, a little bit more of an edge now?
Yeah, I think it always, obviously, because we know who we're playing in the semis. We had a couple of weeks to prepare for this game, as Leeds would against us. So it's very much specific. Goes into a bit more detail on the opposition, and yeah, it's just been a longer preparation for the game.